before getting into the 6 different things that help you to determine what type of market you're in, I'm actually going to show you a video of a group of students that I was actually teaching these 6 different things to. I want you to ask yourself a question before we get into that and I start showing you that video clip. Over the last 3 months or 6 months in your real estate business, if you have experience in the real estate business or if you've done it before, you're currently doing it now, what things have you been checking on a quarterly basis in your business? The times that I've done presentations, I've always asked the groups of individuals that I'm actually teaching, and when I ask this question, most of the time I get answers like, oh, I check to make sure the unit's in good condition, I go and pick up and collect all the rents, make sure the property management gives me a profit and loss, income and expense profit and loss statement. Those are the general answers that I get, and that is exactly what I would have told you when I first started this business before making the many costly mistakes. And what I do now every 3 months is I treat this real estate business as a business. And if you are not doing and checking the 6 things that I'm about to go through with you, you definitely want to start, because you always want to be cognizant of where the market is going and how the market is transitioning, because as the market transitions, so do your exit strategies. And you don't want to get caught holding a bag that you can't sell because the market completely shifted and you didn't realize it was coming. And it's extremely important. Just like any New York Stock Exchange company puts out quarterly reports on how they expect their company to perform, what they project their profit margins to be, you should be doing the exact same thing in your business. Sit back, relax, and enjoy me going through the 6 different things that help you to determine which way the real estate market is transitioning.
And I'll teach you the 6 indicators that you need to be aware of at all points in time during your business, and you need to know what's happening in your marketplace as a whole, the markets that you're investing in, and sort of what nationwide is. All right, and we'll go through nationwide now, and then you can check these 6 indicators for your market as a whole as well, the markets that you'll invest in. But nationwide right now, the first thing that you'll take a look at as far as indicators go, first indicator is the prices of homes. Right now, nationwide, the prices of homes and prices of real estate are the numbers going up, are prices going down? Price of homes. Yeah. Okay. They're flattened out and gone down nationwide as a whole. Okay. They flatten out or gone down. When they're just flat line or they're going down, that's an indication of a buyer's market. All right. That's an indication of a buyer's market. Now, when they've gone down for a long period of time and then they started to flatten out, that's an indication that the market could be changing in the future. But I'm not going to call it a seller's market when it's flattened out, because who in the heck knows what's going to happen, in the next 6 months. The prices might be flattened out right now, but in the next 6 months they could start dropping again. Who in the heck knows what could happen? There's a number of factors that could affect the housing market. So whenever they're down or just break even, not doing anything, indication of a buyer's market. If they were going up, that would be an indication of a seller's market. So you can draw a down arrow and put the word B for buyer's market whenever prices of homes are going down. Okay, it's a buyer's market. Or whenever they're flat line, or you can just do like a little horizontal line. And then whenever the prices of homes are going up, just put an S by that. That's an indication of a seller's market. So that's the first indicator that I'm going to check to determine whether I'm in a buyer's market or seller's market. The next indicator is what's called the days on market, or DOM. Days on market, or DOM. And this is a time period it takes a homeowner to sell their home. So if I put my property on the market today, July the 13th, and it's take 6 months to sell, right? My days on market is 6 months. Is it taking people a longer period of time to sell their home or a shorter period of time? Longer. So when the days on market is increasing, that's an indication of a buyer's market. All right, a buyer's market. Whenever the days on market is increasing, a buyer's market. So you can put an up arrow and a letter B. All right, and whenever the days on market is decreasing, taking people less time to sell their property, that's an indication that the market's leaning more towards a seller's market. Okay, leaning more towards a seller's market. So put an up arrow or down arrow by that, and then it'd be an indication of a seller's market. Throw that S there. So that's the second indicator. Third indicator is the number of new homes being built. Okay, number of new homes being built. Now this isn't like apartment buildings or commercial plazas. You know, the number of new homes being built right now nationwide, has it pretty much come to a screeching halt? Okay, when it's at a screeching halt or falling, okay, whenever it's a screeching halt or falling, the number of new homes being built is going down. That's an indication of a buyer's market. Okay, whenever the number of new homes are going down, put your B, and or whenever it's flatline, it's an indication of a buyer's market. If the number of new homes being built starts to transition up, that's an indication of a seller's market. Okay, number of new homes being built. The fourth indicator, after the number of new homes being built, is your inventory. Is the inventory.
New homes or any home?
Inventory of any home on the market, like homes for sale. Inventory meaning how many homes are out there for sale. Is inventory increasing or decreasing right now?
Increasing.
Increasing, okay, increasing nationwide. So whenever inventory is increasing, that's an indication of a buyer's market. Okay, so you put an up arrow and a B. Whenever inventory starts to increase, more and more homes are coming on the market for sale. That's an indication of a buyer's market. Whenever inventory is decreasing or shrinking, that's an indication of a seller's market. Okay, so whenever inventory starts to go down, you can put an S by that down arrow for seller's market. Fifth indicator is the number of new building permits being pulled. Number of new building permits being pulled. And number of new building permits being pulled or issued yet. Now, what you're going to do for these, the number of new building permits being pulled, you won't be able to get that for like, you know, the United States as a whole. Maybe Google might have that statistic, but each market that you're going to be going into, you can go directly to the county, you know, city-county building and see what permits are being issued from the city or county building to build new developments. Okay, these permits are being pulled months in advance of a new project being built. Okay, because they have to get the plans reviewed by the City Planning and Development Department, and based on those plans being reviewed and approved, then they get, you know, their permits issued. If the number of new building permits being pulled or being given out are increasing, that's an indication of a buyer's market, or excuse me, seller's market. And whenever they're decreasing, that's an indication of a buyer's market. And whenever they're flat line, which they are for the most part right now, not many builders are going in applying for, you know, permits to build, you know, 20 new homes in a marketplace because there are so many markets on the properties in the market for sale right now. Wouldn't make any sense. Okay. Eventually, the market will, however, turn back around. Okay, the market will, however, turn back around, and you know, the number of new building permits will start to turn back around as well, because once the inventory starts to decrease, the number of new building permits are going to start to increase. When inventory starts to decrease, the number of new building permits are going to start to increase. They all sort of work together. Do you have questions about it?
Would you say that's an early indicator of a change, that building permit?
The question is that an early indicator of a change? Not necessarily. Usually what's going to happen first is inventory is going to decrease before you start to see the new building permits being pulled.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
right now, inventory is so high, builders are like, why in the heck am I going to go build? It
Right.
makes no sense. Unless you're like in like a Eugene, Oregon, where they got an oil strike and that there's not enough housing. In that case, building permits are being pulled in that
But
scenario.
that
But
just
that's very rare. Now, now the key
I didn't hear
piece.
about that.
The key piece is, that's what, the fifth indicator, right?
Yeah.
Sixth indicator, number of foreclosures. Okay, number of foreclosures. The key thing that you want to do with all 6 of these indicators, you want to check all 6. Because some are going to change before others, and you'll start to see trends. You want to check all 6 in each marketplace that you're investing every 3 to 6 months. Something I wasn't doing when I first started. Now the 6 indicators. 6th indicator, number of foreclosures right now. Number of foreclosures. Foreclosures right now in the country, are they increasing or decreasing? Increasing, okay? Increasing. And I think it was like 8% from this year to last year, increased by another 8%. And that's with them holding back on a lot of the foreclosure process that they're going through with different homeowners, depending on what market you're in. So number of foreclosures is increasing. When number of foreclosures are increasing, that's an indication of a buyer's market. Whenever the number of foreclosures are decreasing, that's an indication of a seller's market. All right, it's starting to transition more towards the seller's market. All 6 of these indicators right now are pointing towards what type of market? Buyer's market. Now, when all 6 of these indicators are pointing towards a buyer's market, it's not just a buyer's market. It's what we call an extreme buyer's market. An extreme buyer's market. And what I didn't realize when I started investing is in an extreme seller's market, anything goes. You can do any strategy. All strategies are going to work as long as you're buying them at the right price point and you're going to be able to sell it no matter what. In an extreme seller's market. In an extreme seller's market, everybody's able to sell their property, no problem. In an extreme buyer's market, you can still make money in real estate. But you have to be able to go where the money is.